Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about your Utah Mammoth, shall we, AJ?
Let's get into it.
But first, folks, before we get into the content, we'd like to encourage you to join the conversation in the comments down below. While you're down there, consider subscribing to Utah Mammoth DNA and smash that like button for your boy AJ right over there.
Absolutely.
All right, man. So let's go ahead and get into it, man. So since last week, the Mammoth have had some losses, a little bit of ups and downs going on for the Utah Mammoth. They
also had a good win, too.
Yes. They have a 5-2 loss to the Oilers.
Yep.
Which shout out to Connor McDavid, by the way. For hitting his 400th goal against us, which is always nice. Utah has experience with other professional teams like setting records against us, so that's par for the course.
Hey,
for
might
us.
as well just keep going with it, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Might as well. And then also you think that would be the mentioning of giving up 5 goals would be the worst defense we had this week, but actually that's not the case. The Mammoth also lost to the Capitals 7-4. They gave Alex Ovechkin a hat trick in that game. Vitek Vanecek allowed 6 goals on 23 shots before he got pulled for Veggie in the third period. They also came back with got back on the horse there with a couple of good wins.
Yeah, and one of their big wins was against the LA Kings. That 6-2 win was crucial, man. I mean, with the playoff race the way that it's currently going, that was essentially like a 4-point game because they're in the standings, right? That 2-point win swings it a full 4 points because it was 2 points that the Kings couldn't get from them.
Right.
So big time win in that victory. And it really just kind of helps, continuing to cement their odds to actually make the playoffs. As at the time of recording, they got a 94% chance of making the playoffs, which is fantastic. This team has been playing great hockey. Obviously we got a lot of youth out there. It was really nice to get Alex Kerfoot back, who was, returning from injury. He'd missed nearly 50 games due to injury. Really, this was a win that it was kind of one of those must-haves, right? Like we had a 2 or 3 point lead, but this one really helped cement that.
And having that come against the Kings that win against the Kings was huge.
Yeah.
If it wasn't the Kings, we ended up beating like the Oilers and lost to the Kings. That would actually have been worse.
Correct.
So they also got a win over the Wild as well, 5-2. As you mentioned there, they're sitting at 82 points for the Mammoth right now. Which is 5 points ahead of the second place wildcard spot, which is the Nashville Predators. Utah still, as you mentioned, 95% chance for a playoff berth, but they're actually only 6 points ahead of the Kings and the Jets and 7 over the Sharks right now.
Yeah.
So it
is a tight playoff race sure.
Yeah, if they lose some ground here, you could be out in one game.
And the scary part is almost falling into that second wildcard spot. Did you see this?
Yes, because if you fall in the second wild card spot, then there's going to be a whole bunch of matchups and some of that.
The matchups get real messy.
Yeah.
If they fall into that second wild card spot, they potentially have to play the Colorado Avalanche, which is one of the top teams in hockey right now. Mm-hmm. That's not a place you want to go. This is a team that could potentially win the whole thing this year. And then if you happen to get out of the Avalanche, then you got to go play the Stars or the Wild, which is also 2 really tough matchups. So they just need to stay in that number 1 wild card spot. The other thing that could potentially hurt them is if the Oilers do surge and get a couple wins and they win the Pacific, then you got to go play the Oilers again in that first round. So either one of those teams could really be tough. So it's almost like you want the Avalanche to keep winning, and then you take the second team.
Yeah, because you have to play the Orioles or the Oilers again in the next 6 games.
Right.
You have them again after you just got you're handed to them basically.
Yeah.
And then you have to face them in the playoffs, which was not something you want to do. But also what I was actually thinking more about, AJ, is actually some of the tiebreakers if the Utah Mammoth fall into that second spot.
Yeah.
Because, we could potentially fall into a second spot where we're going to be tied with 2 other teams plus because they're both at after the Predators, the Kings and the Jets are tied for the next spot.
Yeah.
And then you also have the Sharks, which are only 1 point behind them. So depending on how they played each other throughout the season could play a lot into the tiebreaker spot. Not even talking about what happens in the playoffs, but there's a good chance if they fall in that second wild card, they could be one bad game and one other team's playing well.
Yeah.
Could kick you out of the playoffs altogether.
Yeah.
So while there's only a 5% chance of them falling out of it, it's not a done deal yet. correct me if you've ever heard this before, but Utah can control their own fate. Let's just hope that they do a little bit better than the boys on the hill about doing that.
Yeah, I think they got 8 games remaining, but I think if they win, once they win 4 of them, depending on the other teams, you could know if you're a lock at that point. So after 4 points, depending on what the other teams do, they can actually win it.
But yeah, so again, in the next 10 days before they wrap up the regular season, we've got, like, again, this is done, April 16th is when the regular season concludes. Yeah. So we've got a few games left, a few more to wrap up of the regular season. Tough games ahead is the Edmonton Oilers. Again, we play them again. They are a playoff caliber team, obviously, who we just lost to. And then you also have the Carolina Hurricanes. They're a well put together team, and they're going to be tough. So those two I'm kind of thinking is, those are potential L's coming our way.
Yeah.
If we could push them into OT and get a point out of that, that'd be fine. I mean, that's what you could shoot for.
Yeah, you just got to keep edging towards that playoff number.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. And then we also have some other games that are coming up against the players against some of the teams that we actually have. But yeah, out of those, I think we need about 4 wins. 4 wins to really lock in that spot. That top
and depending
spot.
on where those wins comes, you can either lock in your spot a little sooner or a little bit later.
Yes, because then you can knock out some of those other bubble teams.
Yep,
absolutely. There, like the Sharks and stuff like that. So, yeah, we want to hear from you folks. Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below when it comes to this. 95% chance, that would be a pretty bad collapse if they fell out of that. So let's hope that doesn't happen. But how exciting is that, man? Year 2 into a professional league, we have, we're going to have an HL playoffs here in Salt Lake City, Utah, man. That's fantastic.
That is, it's such a cool thought. You're just hoping this team kind of just stays dialed in on getting recovered after games, staying healthy, staying focused, go out there, keep winning hockey games. Everything's going to be, as long as you go out there and win, everything will take care of itself.
But yeah, there's a lot of back-to-backs in there too. Like you play the hurt.
Dude, hockey has a crazy schedule.
Yeah, it's been fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's been really fun to kind of understand this sport and be new to hockey and really kind of understand it and kind of learn along with it. So it's been great. Are you guys new to the hockey scene, or are you longtime NHL fans? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Are you guys excited about this team? We want to hear from you. Let us know.
Yep.
Once again, folks, thank you for watching Utah Mammoth DNA. We'd like to encourage you to join the conversation in the comments down below. While you're down there, consider subscribing to Utah Mammoth DNA if this is the type of content that you enjoy. While you're down there, smash that like button for your boy AJ right over there.
Do it.